started. Sorry, I didn't realize. I was so busy munching Good Day biscuit. Hi everyone, I am Sonia Varnekar from Research and Ranking. Today I will be presenting on Britannia Industries Limited. We all know Britannia Industries. It's a 100-year-old company. A brief background on the company. Its manufacturing facilities, if you can see, they are quite spread across India. Its price related information and its shareholding pattern. Promoters have 50% stake and they don't have any share pledging. It has some market investors also. A brief business mix. We all know Britannia is a biscuit player, so definitely the biscuit contribution has to be higher. It is biscuit is 75%. Biscuit is contributing 75% of the mix, and followed by cakes and rusk, which is 10%. Then breads, which is 8%. Then dairy, which is 5%, and the newly introduced businesses, that is cream wafers, croissants, salty snacks, that is 2%. Britannia's key business strategic planks, which has helped it to drive growth so far. First, innovation and premiumization. Company has strongly focused on coming out with innovative products which are mostly on the premium side. Second, cost focus. Company has strongly worked on reducing its cost structure, which has helped them to improve its margin over these many years. These cost structure, it has actually worked on a cost efficiency program in which the strategies included in which are like reducing distance to market, reducing product returns, and many other smaller strategies through which it has saved its cost and which has led to margin expansion. Point number 3, Total Foods Company. Company has focused on becoming a total foods company. They have launched many products in their core business to enhance the core portfolio, which is biscuits, as well as they are working on coming out with adjacent categories like rusk is there, then they have entered milkshakes and many other which are adjacent categories. So basically they are working on reducing their reducing business contribution from biscuits to other products. In 2008, the biscuits contribution was at around 90%, which has come down to 75% in 2020, and going ahead it is expected to reduce further. Fourth strategy, distribution and marketing. Company is focusing on improving its distribution. They are increasing their rural penetration, they are increasing their direct reach, and even in terms of marketing, they are using a cluster based approach. They have divided India into states, and then they are working on states, coming out with products which will cater to that particular state, and even the advertisements are done in regional languages to cater to that particular state. These are some of the data pointers which will help us to see what has been the output of these strategies. In the first table, if you can see, company has done many new launches in its different categories, as well as it has done relaunches in its existing product portfolio also. We have put in data of last few quarters. It is pretty visible how they have revamped their portfolio. Then coming out to the second table, which is cost efficiency program. Since they have really worked hard on reducing their cost structure, it is clearly evident what is the amount they have saved over these years through this cost efficiency program. Our investment rationale on why do we like Britannia. 1, it's a leading player in the industry. 2, it has a very strong product portfolio. 3, it has consistently seen margin improvement and this is likely to continue going ahead. 4th, it has strong brands under its roof. And 5th, there are strong industrial tailwinds. We'll be discussing these pointers in detail in our subsequent slides. Point number 1, leading player. If you can see on the screen, Britannia has consistently gained market share over its largest competitor, which is Parle, obviously. And even if this is like at country level, if we look at specific states, which is Hindi belt, which was actually weak for Britannia, which is UP, MP, Gujarat, Rajasthan, there also company has consistently gained market share. Now how they have managed to do this? Through improving its distribution. Now if you can see first chart, it's numerically they have consistently increased their distribution network. Today, the overall number stands at around 50 lakh retail outlets, which is, if we compare it with the leading player, which is HUL, it is 80 lakhs for HUL. So still it's a very good figure. So Britannia has consistently improved its retail reach. Secondly, improved its direct distribution. Now this is really important point. I want you to focus on this. What do we mean by direct reach? Company directly sends its product to the retail outlet. So there are no middle persons in that distribution. So what happens in this case, when you have higher percentage of direct reach, it helps you in the periods of crisis where you have supply disruption, the way we had in this lockdown period where the supply system was completely disrupted. So Britannia, if you can see on the chart, Britannia has consistently increased its direct reach. Today, with the latest figure, what we have, it is reaching directly to 22 lakh retail outlets, which is around 45 to 46% of its total distribution. So this is really important point. Third, it has worked on improving its rural distribution. Now, rural has very strong potential from business point of view, but not many players have, cracked that or increased their penetration in rural. So, Britannia is focusing there also. They're improving their rural penetration. The numbers are there on the screen. You can see how well they have done it. Rationale 2, strengthening of the portfolio. Over past few years, Britannia has really done a total revamp of its existing product portfolio. If you can see on the screen, earlier it used to have the regular bar cakes, but now they have introduced muffins, layers, even the brownies. Same is the case in the cookies. Earlier it was only butter cookie, cream cookie, nuts cookie, but now they have come up with choco chips, chunkies. So broadly what we are trying to highlight here is that company has revamped its existing base portfolio, and the new introductions are morely on the premium side. The other way how company is strengthening its portfolio is by entering new categories, which I highlighted earlier about the adjacent businesses. So they have come out with croissants, they have come out with milkshakes, salty snacks, and even the cream wafers under Treat brand. So these are the newly introduced categories. Reason 4, margin improvement. Over the years, Britannia has seen significant margin improvement, which is visible on the right hand side table if you see. That is mainly due to cost efficiency program, which I have highlighted in my previous slides. So if you see in FY14, the margin was around 9%, which has come down to 16, which has increased to 16% in FY20. So this is how historically company has seen margin improvement. And going ahead also, we expect margin to continue through this cost efficiency program. That is one point. Secondly, due to benign raw material cost. Now you can see on the first chart, commodity inflation, the key raw materials which Britannia uses is flour, sugar, palm oil and milk. The chart itself shows that flour and sugar are seeing the downtrend or sideways kind of a movement, while palm oil and milk, the prices are increasing, but we expect them to peak out over the next few quarters. Rather, by now they must have already peaked out. So owing to this, we expect benign raw material cost. So lower raw material cost, which is a very bigger contributor in the total cost. So low raw material cost and cost saving measures will help to gain margin expansion going ahead also. Okay, now that I have explained you many things about Britannia, I need to have a quick cake break. So let me have this, then I'll come back.
याराने कभी क्लासरूम में छोटे छोटे से इशारे, याराने कभी कैंटीन में पंजे लड़ा के हारे, याराने इतने सालों से हम दीवानों से संग संग चल दिए, कभी जीत की मंजिलें दुनिया के आगे हासिल कर गए, कभी कभार दिल जो चाहे वो हमने सुन लिया, उन जज्बातों को हो हल्का सा खुमार हो बदलता प्यार, रिश्ते अब बने याराने। बढ़ते बदलते याराने ब्रिटानिया 100 साल से 100 साल तक।
Reason number 4, strong brand legacy. Britannia is a more than 100-year-old brand, and we and even our parents are quite familiar with Britannia's brands. Now, if you can see on the screen, it has all the strong brands under one roof. Bourbon, Toasty, Treat, Little Hearts, 50-50, Good Day. These all have been our favorites brand over these years. Secondly, it is strongly working on positioning its brands across age groups. If you can see on the screen, they are catering to families, to adults, to childs, everyone. So Britannia products are positioned in such a way that they are catering to all the age groups. Even when it comes to celebrity endorsements, Britannia has always tied up with celebrities and endorsed its products. Currently, Deepika Padukone is their celebrity assigned for Good Day. Fifth pointer, strong industry tailwinds. Now, if you see the overall food service market, which includes your restaurants, your roadside dhaba, everything, even the packaged foods, this whole food service industry is around 3 lakh crore. And out of this, the packaged foods is around 75,000 crore, out of which biscuits is contributing 47%. So now this whole food service industry is like, because due to lockdown and all the current crisis situation, the restaurants are closed. Even if they are open, many people are like, they are cautious and they don't want to go outside. So this whole 3 lakh crore size of the demand is coming on the packaged foods now because of these two reasons. So biscuits industry and the other packaged food products like savory snacks, instant noodles, even the breakfast cereals, these are seeing good demand because of this situation. So and we have seen this in the numbers also. I'll share this on the next slide, that how biscuit industry has performed in this particular period because of this increase in demand. The other important thing from biscuit perspective is that the per capita consumption in India is very low when it comes to biscuit eating. It is 2 kg as compared to global average, which is 10 kg, and even for some countries it is 24 kg. Now, by per capita consumption, what I mean is, if we look at the average size of the biscuit, it's 100-gram biscuit. If we look at that, so over the whole year, that is a 12-month period, I'm eating only like 20 biscuits, small biscuits. So this is a very less figure as compared to globally, and this is expected to improve going ahead. So this is also an important point which is helping industry to move on. Even the overall thought process of people are changing, that earlier biscuits were considered as a kids product and mostly biscuits were bought for the kids. But now even the producers are coming out with good options for adults, which like health biscuits. We have many options in health biscuits like ragi, oats, all these things. So it is mainly catering to the adult category. Even some biscuits are good for diabetes. You have zero sugar. All these stuffs are coming now. So the overall audience is increasing for the industry. And lastly, the industry is most deeply penetrated industry. If you see, the penetration is around 90%, which means 90% of the household are actually purchasing biscuits, whichever biscuit it may be. They're purchasing biscuits whenever they go out for grocery shopping. So since the penetration is high, in consumption increasing the consumption through good offerings is also possible. This is a slide which I was talking about, that how lockdown has benefited the overall industry. If you can see, pantry stocking up in the initial phase was higher, and then it has reduced over the lockdowns, but it has not reduced for biscuit industry. If you can see on the lower chart, the consumption change for biscuits is 34%, which is higher as compared to, which is like highest as compared to all other essential categories. Even the penetration has increased for biscuits, which is as compared to other segments, it has come down. So this clearly shows that how biscuit industry or the overall package industry has benefited from lockdown, and going ahead also we expect it to benefit, as even if things open, people will remain cautious and maybe they don't want to opt for all these junk foods. So to conclude, these are our key investment rationale on which we like Britannia from an investment perspective. It's a leading player, it has strong product portfolio, it has a scope of margin improvement, it has strong brands under its roof, and the industry tailwinds are also positive. This is the management team, the stars behind Britannia's robust performance. Mr. Nasli Wadia, who is chairman of Britannia Industries, he is chairman of Wadia Group also. Then Mr. Varun Berry, who is with Britannia since 2013, he is MD of the company and he has a strong experience of 27 years working with companies like HUL, PepsiCo. He has worked in India also and overseas also. Then CFO Mr. N. Venkatraman, who is with Britannia for more than 10 years and he has also a strong past experience of working with good companies like Eicher Motors. So here I would like to stress on Mr. Varun Berry. He joined Britannia Industries in 2013 and since then company has seen a strong change in its earnings performance. It is visible on the numbers and the margin improvement. He has come up with cost efficiency program which we had discussed in our previous strategy slides. That was Mr. Varun Berry's plan. He is working on strengthening the overall portfolio and the offerings, entering new categories. All this is Mr. Varun Berry's plans. So what we are trying to highlight here is that the management is very strong and they have got very strong strategies and they are working on it, and going ahead they'll be coming with more strategies like this. So till now whatever we have discussed, management strategies, the stars behind the company, all these things have the overall output of all these things is there on the chart. If you can see, the sales performance is very strong, the margin expansion is very strong over these years, and we have projected obviously not the same kind of growth but a decent growth over next few years, and the margin expansion is also expected to continue. While studying Britannia, we have done certain channel checks and surveys. So the output of those channel checks and surveys is on the screen. If you can see, it is justifying to all the pointers which we have discussed so far. A quick peer comparison. Britannia has delivered better numbers than Nestle and HUL over a 10-year period. If you see the CAGR, revenue CAGR is better, even the operating performance and the stock returns. If we look at return ratios, yes, they are lower than Nestle and HUL. Obviously, those are the leading players. But anything which is more than 25-30% return ratios is obviously good for FMCG company. So basically, fundamentally, we like all these three companies. But what gives Britannia an edge over Nestle or Lever is its cheap valuations as compared to Nestle and Lever, as well its new products offerings and the strategies on which company is working. This is a quick comparison in terms of price positioning and product positioning with other biscuit players, which is leading player, second largest player Parle, and ITC through its Sunfeast brand. The table is self-explanatory. If you can see, in cream biscuits, Bourbon is the leading brand, and Parle and ITC has launched its product in that particular area to grab market. So even in the price points, if you see, Britannia's majority of the products, like not majority but 39% of its portfolio is more than 250 rupees, comes under more than 250 rupees category per kg. As compared to that, Parle is 26% and ITC is 30%. So what we are trying to highlight is Britannia is focusing on premiumization. It is coming out with more premium products. Hence, going ahead also, this number is expected to increase the overall contribution. These are the key financial numbers of Britannia. We have tried to plot in the historical performance and our estimates on the company. If you look at the earnings performance, company has delivered 24% CAGR over last 6 years, and in our estimates we have taken 15% growth over next 6 years. So we believe that this is a conservative number, and Britannia has strong potential to deliver what it has delivered historically. Coming to the valuation part, As shared in my previous slide, we expect company to deliver 15% earnings CAGR over next 5-6 years, which is on the conservative side. So if we take 15% to 20% CAGR for EPS, and if we put a multiple of 50 to 55 times, the upside, broad upside comes at around 2 to 3 times. Now this 50 to 55 times multiple which we have taken is based on one, its historical range is of 40 to 50 times. Two, we expect company to see re-rating as compared to its the other leading players which are getting higher multiple than Britannia. And why do we expect this re-rating? Again, same thing. One, they are revamping their complete product portfolio. The performance is increasing, and one more important thing because of which we expect the company to see re-rating is its reduction on the overhang of its ICDs. I'll be discussing this point in my next slide. So this is also one point because of which we feel that re-rating could happen. Coming to the risk and monitorables, the raw material cost increase or the competitive intensity increase are the basic risk which company may face. But the important risk which I want to highlight here is the inter-corporate deposits, which I shared in my previous slide, that overhang on the ICD issue has come down. That is why we expect re-rating. So I'll be explaining this ICD issue. If you can see on the chart, company has certain group ICDs. By ICD I mean inter-corporate deposit. So basically company is lending money to the other sister companies in other group companies, and those group companies are they have GoAir, they have Bombay Dyeing. So these companies are not financially good, so there is a risk of not getting this money back. That is the reason why the street or the market is considering this as a risk and not giving a good rating to the company. But now if you see on the chart, while the ICDs have increased, group ICDs have increased over past few years, in 20 it has come down. And even in the latest con call, company has mentioned that GoAir has completely repaid its amount. So GoAir amount was around 230 crores. So if we remove that from 630 crores, then it comes to around 300 crores, which is a significant drop, which we expect in this year. So this is really good, and we even company has management has made it clear their intentions are that now no more group ICDs. They will not be lending any extra money to the group companies. Rather, they'll get the repayment of that. So this is one important point in risk. So to conclude, this is the story behind Britannia. This is the reason why we like Britannia, and we recommend you Britannia as a fundamentally long-term investment pick. Thank you.